It's time for the Cool Kids Countdown. All right. We're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas, where it's hot as a chicken on a tin roof. Damn it,
Me and Mr. Mellon.
Yep. STSPod.club production. I'm Mr. Mellon. I'm BT. And that guy over there is Lance. Lance, let me tell you, the rumors keep coming in. It is not true. He is not cheap, and he is not a trick. I just want everybody to know that. Not cheap and a trick.
Right.
And he does not, because he's a grown-ass man, eat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle mac and cheese pizza. I just want you to know that. He does not. He's from Chicago, the murder capital of the United States, the snark of excellence.
Proud of it.
My partner in crime, your friend and mine, well, most of the time, Lance Levine. And together, we are the tastiest treats in podcasting.
Or snacks, either way.
Snacks, treats, snacks. I would call it
snacks.
You know, that's a good discussion. Do you call it, I'm going to go get a treat, or do you say I'm going to go get a snack?
A treat is for the dog. A snack is for me. That's kind of how I see it. As a junk food aficionado, as an expert in junk food.
I think as a kid, we was told by our parents, I'll give you a treat if you behave.
So
as y'all can see, it's just Mr. Mellon, and we just have a handsome devil there, Lance Levine, on cam, because I'm having an AC unit and I'm in the dark, and so I thought it was better just to have Mr. Mellon on there. Lance, I want you to tell everybody, what the hell are we doing?
Well, first off, you didn't even let me tell you what studio I'm in. I'm in
the my bad.
Mexican Street Corn Nut Studios here in Chicago. The elotes corn nuts.
I do like nuts.
Yep, that's right. On Fridays, especially. So we are doing our 6th annual.
It's crazy. 6th annual
Breakout Stars. I don't know how we landed on like June or July that we do this. So like the middle of the year, maybe we figured, let's see how the year starts.
I think we just came up with the idea the first year in the June or July. One of us said, "Hey, let's do Breakout."
Going in the summer. So 6th annual Breakout Stars, in which we each analyze who we think is going to really break through and become a big star within the next year or so. Not in the next 6 months, but within the next year, by the next time we do this again. So this is our 6th time doing it. There was a couple different, 2 different formats. The first year we did it, we each did a list, which was unwieldy. So in 2018, you and I both did 10 and we didn't crunch it. And then starting with 2019, we did start crunching it. So for the last 4 plus this year, we crunched it to see who did we agree on. This year, only 2. We only agreed on 2.
I think we only agreed on 3 last year. So that's getting really close.
The least. This is definitely the least that we've agreed on. So the other thing that stood out for me is that I had 6 women on my list of 10. I had 6 women. You had 2. No wrong or right.
Because you're a pervert. That's the reason why.
No, I'm not saying that there's any wrong or right to that. It's just a matter of how interesting.
I saw that. You told me that before you. When you got your list, you didn't ever tell me what the list was. But you said, I got 6 women. It was like, what?
And you only had 2.
Yeah.
And the other thing that really changed on yours this year, yours went more national. And I know in the past you've done some more Memphis guys because, you work so closely with those guys. That was a big difference on your list this year, is you kept it completely national and international, we'll say, because there's a lot of Japan on there too. So as always, you have the odds, I have the evens. So basically on numbers 3 through 10, it's our highest placing ones that we had on each individual list. And then 1 and 2 are the only 2 we agreed on. So
something that I noticed with yours always, it seems, it was big time last year. It is a lot of just WWE. I don't know. I think every one of them that you picked this time, we'll get to it, but I
Yeah.
think everyone was. Well, there's one that we both picked together, and somebody else you picked that one. But last year it was all WWE, and I had, my honorable mentions. I do, and we'll go over the honorable mentions plus how good have we done so
Right.
far in this 6 years on Patreon. But honorable mentions has some local guys that the feds, that's what they call them in the business. The feds have an eye on. So
The Fed.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
what we
WWE
insiders
and
we say that.
AEW and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
Yeah,
all right, get
TK.
going, buddy. Get your first pick.
TK and H3, they talk
Yeah.
that way. So I will say, and to preview the Patreon, I will say our last year list, our 2022 was very good. Our 2020 was outstanding. So wait till we cover these.
I can't wait.
Yeah, wait till we cover these in the Patreon. So if you haven't subscribed to Patreon yet, do it now before it's too late. So, all right. So at number 10, I got the even. So at number 10, I have somebody that I've had on my list before. I have Zoe Stark. I first saw her. The first time I saw her, she was in Impact in around 2020. She was Lacey Ryan at the time. And I thought there was something special about this girl. I had her on there then. Unique look. I think she comes across very authentic. She comes across as a kind of a tough guy, badass kind of character. I thought she did well in NXT. I like that they let her stay badass. They didn't really like sex her up and try to make her into something that she's not. She's not unattractive to me, but that's not her thing. They turned her heel on Nikita Lyons, which we'll talk about her in the Patreon. They turned her heel on Nikita, but then Nikita got hurt immediately. And so now they brought her up. They called her up to the main roster. They've got her with Trish Stratus. So they're giving her a big rub by putting her with Trish. I see her as basically a long-term good hand. That's kind of how I see her developing because she's good in the ring. There's a certain charisma about her. So I've got Zoe Stark at number 10. What do you think?
I agree with you. Here's what I like about Zoe is she's different. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to talk about that something right there in the middle of the show. But different means something to me. She's not cookie cutter.
Yep.
And that's one of the reasons, we vote for some people, that they have a different, unique look. And she's good. God, she's good. Very, very, very good. So, I agree with you on 10. Yeah.
So, all right. Number 9 is your first pick on your list. So it is Commander, and that's spelled with a K. Just making sure.
And it's pronounced Commander or Commander.
Commander. So do you want to start, and then I'll give you
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me what you think.
So, all right. I just say, for me, it was a mild no because I'm afraid he gets lost in the shuffle in AEW. They rarely push the Lucha guys. They've only really pushed Penta and Phoenix to some extent. Is this guy spectacular? He's absolutely spectacular. That's not even in doubt. But I don't see it clicking this year. I don't know that he speaks English. He may. I don't know. I've never heard it. But that does not help his cause either if he does not speak English. So I'm holding off on Commander just yet. So tell me why he's on your list.
Because and you are 100% right about something. So many people get lost in the shuffle with AEW, and that would be the holdback for this guy. Also, it just, and I'm not saying this, but some of the stuff that he doesn't have to do every match. We hold it off for being special. Yeah. I had him on honorable mentions last year and just loved I watched like 5 matches and loved him. Mm-hmm. I watched as much of his stuff as I can, ROH, everything. And I just like him. I don't know if he's going to be an AEW star, but with him being over here and when he goes back to Mexico, he could be a huge star in Mexico.
Yeah,
just
that's
very, very good talent. He's very small. Reminds me. And WWE wanted him. He does remind me of Rey Mysterio because here's the way: he's doing stuff that no one else is doing. So that's why we liked Rey so much. Him and Psychosis was because we were watching a style. Even though we watched the Lucha style, he ends up doing things that you go, shit, oh my god, fuck. What is he doing? Kind of thing. So that's the reason I voted. It was the fuck factor. Fuck. There you go.
But the difference with Rey is that not only was Rey innovative and Rey was unique and burst on the scene, he spoke English and good English from the very beginning.
You do hold them back for that. You always hold them back.
Yeah,
for that.
I'm saying. I mean, for the mass appeal and the mass audience, I think it's important. I'm not saying it can't happen that they break through when they don't speak English, but I think for the mass appeal, like what you're looking for with this guy, I think it makes all the difference, So I think like I said, Ray had the built-in advantage of being able to speak English from day one, So that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 8 is my next pick. I have Carmelo Hayes, NXT champion. You could make the argument that he's already there, that I'm cheating by picking him because he's the NXT champion right now. But I think the reason I have him on here is because I think he explodes this year. I don't think, he's at a certain level now as the NXT champ, but I think he gets really big this year. He's good in the ring. I'm not going to say he's the best in the ring, but he's certainly not the worst. He's good enough in the ring. He's certainly good enough in the ring. He's very smooth. He has a decent promo style. He does that I am, whatever. It's so annoying to me, but he says I am, and the way he says it, it's a pain in the ass. Good looking guy. I think he could appeal to the women here and get the women's demo, as we insiders like to refer to it. I kind of liked him better as a heel. That whole I am thing goes much better as a heel, but we'll see. They have him as a face right now. They've already teased him on Raw a couple times. He's been on Raw the last, a couple times in the last 6 weeks or so. I say they spin him off from the Trick Williams dude that's kind of his piss boy, the guy that goes with him everywhere. He doesn't need that guy. I know you'll have some things to say about that guy. That guy doesn't bother me, but he kind of gets in the way. I say let Carmelo Hayes shine this year as a solo act. And I also say size is not an issue. I know you're probably going to bring that up. In 2023, he's not a huge dude, but I think that size means less now than it ever has in the past. So Carmelo Hayes is my next pick.
I agree with you about size now. When it comes to if Carmelo Hayes would be a star, it would be
Commander, right?
Commander.
Your very first guy, Commander.
Yeah, it'd be tiny. So no appeal whatsoever. I don't see him being a star. I see him being an NXT. I don't even see him being an NXT champ of any kind. I'm just not a fan of his.
He's the champ
and I'm not.
Now.
I know, but I don't see him as a champ. I don't like him. I don't like Trick. I don't like him. I don't think he has the talent to be a big, huge star. I mean, he could be mid card or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't agree with it. This is one of those your picks. So there you go.
Yeah. So, okay. Agree to disagree on that one. So, all right. Number 7, a late entry, as it were. Yota Tsuji is your next pick. I'm in on this one. I am in on this one. The more I watch the G1, and as of today, I'm caught up, so I'm in good shape. He's got a good look. He's got good in ring. He's got good explosiveness from everything that I see. To me, he represents. It's hard for me to formulate the thought here, but he represents that New Japan mystical, mysterious character, almost like Evil was kind of that. In a certain way, Nakamura was kind of like that. I feel like the LAJ guys, a lot of them were that mysterious, mystical kind of character, like Bushi, Hiromu, even to some extent. They always seem to have those guys on the roster in New Japan. And so this Yota Tsuji is the one for the next era. I think it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen this week. It's not going to happen this month. It's going to take some time. I get the Three Musketeers thing. Him being part of it. I get him being part of that. And I get it with him way more than I get it with Ren Narita. Ren Narita looks like a fucking Charlie Chaplin knockoff.
Dorito, that's Dorito.
Ren Dorito and Eeyore Shirai. So anyway, so Yota Tsuji, I'm on board. So tell me why he's on your
list. Man, let me tell you. Cool music. He has the size. You talk about somebody that changed. Oh my God! Go back and watch some of his first matches. I do know he's wearing the black boots and the black the little black trunks. But good God, he changed. Went to Mexico, and here's something that I didn't notice when he was a young lion is the size on this guy.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Oh man, and the looks. With the long hair now, the smile,
that creepy smile.
I just love it. I'm in love with him. No, don't get mad, Okada. Don't get mad.
Moose.
Or Moose.
Yeah.
But this guy just and Tom Reese said this in the group too. I think he was the first one to say it because he watching the G1 a little ahead of us. Said this guy's going to be a star, and you just as soon as he walks out, that music's awesome.
Yeah.
And it starts playing, and then all of a sudden you're like, damn, this guy's a star. He reminds me of Everybody Dies. I can't even think of his name.
Lance Archer?
Lance Archer's his body type is what it really reminds me of. I think he may be. Lance has always been a solid worker for a guy his size, but I think he has the appeal to get over in New Japan and then come over here and get over too. He just has it, like you said. Maybe it might have something to do with can he talk English? But he does have it. Cool music, size, look, skills. He has it all. But Dorito does it. So I like Dorito. Yeah. I like him, but he's not going to be a super big star probably.
I don't. I think he's boring as hell.
Really, so, I like him. He reminds me of who they're trying to, they're trying to make him remind me of somebody all the time.
So Charlie Chaplin. He looks like Charlie Chaplin.
That's exactly who I was.
Yeah. So, all right, at number 6 is my next pick. I've got Julius Creed
or Hitler. He looks like him.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, you could go there. So, all right, number 6, I got Julius Creed. I had the Creed brothers.
That's what I was going to say. Didn't you already put? You can't keep putting people breaking stars until they become a breaking star. What the hell?
I had the team on my list in 2022, and I think I got that one right because they were the tag champs.
No, you didn't get that one right.
They are about to come up to the main roster, so we'll see. So they did hold the NXT title, so I think that got them to a certain level. But now that they lost this loser leaves town bit in NXT, likely they're probably coming up. So Brutus, I think Brutus, the other brother, is going to get Marty Jannetty on this. I think he's okay. And as an act, they were fine. But I think clearly the company is going to be behind Julius, the taller, better looking guy, I think, as the potential stud. I think he's got really good strength moves. He's transitioned nicely from amateur to pro. I'm never going to say the guy is Kurt Angle. He didn't take to it as easily as Kurt Angle did, but he's got that Angle-ish act kind of going. His talking is okay. He shows fire, definitely shows fire. He's got some charisma. I think this is a guy who basically gets over on his sheer athleticism, and it translates from the amateur world to the pros. So I've got Julius Creed at number 6 as a solo.
I can't even say good things. I think he's so bland. I know Meltzer likes him too. I just don't like him. It's one of those guys. It's just like Hayes. I just never was a fan. There's just very few people in NXT that I would even become a fan of, or as they say in the business, buy a T-shirt. None of these. I didn't like them as a team. I especially didn't like them as a team. And now, I can't see one of them being, anything special. That's just me, though. We'll see in years to come whether you were right or not. But not one of my picks. So, all right, dude, we're gonna get the halftime when we come back. Believe it or not, we're doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're watching this on the main feed or listening to it on the main feed on Thursday, then you won't hear the commercial. When we come back, we have a new feature on shows only that you and I do together.
Okay.
It's called Halftime. So here we go. We'll be right back.